everybody, my name's Elizabeth and welcome back to my channel. Today I am taking you into an art studio here and we're going to do some pottery painting. If you saw on my channel a couple months ago, I put up just like a short of me painting some pottery, and that I did when I was with my aunt. And as soon as I did it, I was like, this would be a great thing to do a full video on, because it's a great thing to do alone. And my aunt actually told me when we went, she said, I actually come by myself all the time because her husband works like a third shift. And so some days, if she wants to make sure the house is nice and quiet while he's sleeping during the day, she will go to her local studio and paint some pottery. And I just think it's nice and relaxing. You know, you're focusing on what you're doing, so you don't have to do, you don't have to have someone to talk to if you don't want to. And it's just, yeah, it's a great thing to do. So let me show you like how it's done, and then yeah, we're gonna paint some pottery. All right, so this is the place I've chosen to come. I've never been to this one before. Let's go inside. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, it looks like they still have all their Christmas stuff out. I've seen someone do something like this. You put like lights in there, or not real lights, but like you put a light inside it and then you have like little glass light bulbs and it lights up. It's beautiful. It's probably expensive, but maybe it's on sale. Oh, it's got a base. Hang on a second. I don't see a price on that one. I'll have to ask about it, but I like that. That's cool. And since it's after Christmas, maybe it's on sale. So I'll ask about it. But then they have more stuff that's like you can use all year long, like plates, and they have butter dishes and even toothbrush holders. That's funny. And then you can see they have like interspersed in here, they have stuff like that they've already painted to give you ideas. Because I don't know about you guys, but I am not very creative. So if you need help, they're usually great. Love these. These are measuring cups. She said the prices are on the bottom of them. So this one for the set would be $30, and that's the total price. Some places you'll have to check with your place. Some places charge like an extra fee, like for the studio, like a studio fee. But most places I've been to don't. It's all worked into the price of whatever you're painting. Okay, then they have these like little planter things, bowls. I've done a bowl like this, very similar to this. I think that was actually, if you saw the short, this was very similar to what I did there. It's $20.
Better than last month.
See, I'm not talented to do anything like super intricate like that. It would just end up looking terrible, so I'm not gonna do it. This is kind of a cool plate. Ooh. I'm struggling. We'll see if I can get that with two hands. Oh, that one's shaped like a sweater. That's cute. That's $38. I think they would attach the handles after you painted it and it was fired. Let's see if I can get that one out. Okay, so that one's $44.
Ladies, I'm Kim. Hi, I'll be here.
It's 12.
This is a cool setup. I'm sorry? This is a really cool setup. Thank you. It's kind of a little tucked away, but yeah, it's kind of got like a whole nature vibe. I kind of like it that way. In the summer, like when it's nice outside, we go for a garage or
Okay, so here's the glaze wall, and they have these tiles, and it's basically like, this is if you only did one coat, and this is if you do 3. And if you notice, they don't look like the colors, so you have to really pay attention to this. Okay, so here's what I'm going with. I decided to go with a light switch plate. It is $18, and that's that plus tax is what I will be paying today. And I just thought, you know what? I could make some of my rooms look, a little bit prettier if I upgraded the light switch plates. So my only fear is that they're not like a standard size. I think they are, but that's my only fear is that I'll get home and this won't fit. But let's try. I'm going to try to make this go in my bedroom. Now, let me show you. She gave me a whole spiel on the glazes, they have a whole selection. And so basically you paint, and they recommend 3 layers because 3 layers will get rid of brush strokes and make it dark. These are the colors I picked. This is going to be like a dark gray color. This is going to be my base. And then I have a purple color and then a green color. And so the gray is going to like be the main color because it's going to be like a not really similar, but like a complementary color to my actual walls. And then I'm going to actually use the stencil to do what you can't see right there, but it's going to be like, I'm going to use the purples and the greens, the greens on the leaves and the purple, and I might go up and get one more color to accent, but I'm not sure yet. So yeah, let's get started. Now they do have some specialty glazes and everything that are an extra charge, only like $3.50, but I decided, I've used stuff like that before, but I decided just to go plain with this one. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's get started. Okay. After 2 coats, so I'll need one more coat on there just to make sure it's dark and consistent. And then once that dries after that, I'm gonna see if I don't have any tape, let's see if I can find some tape so I can fix that in place and paint that. I should clarify, I'm not trying to paint the inside of the screw holes right now. I am mainly just trying to make sure they're clear of paint, because when I paint over it, it tends to build up, and I'm afraid that if it goes in the kiln like that, it will basically have it'll be hard to screw it into if it becomes hard. I don't know if I need to worry about that, but I just want to make sure that it's not a problem. So I don't want you to think I'm trying to paint the insides of the screw holes. Okay, so this is what it looks like after it has a 3rd coat on. And remember that this is not what it's going to look like after they glaze it and fire it. It's going to be darker and more pronounced in color. So it is always hard for me to remember when I'm painting this because I'm like, it's so faded and it doesn't look very colorful. But yeah, once it's glazed, it looks, they always look really good. So now I'm ready to start putting some pretty stuff on it. So I think this is I want to do flowers because I do have a lot of flowery decorations in my bedroom. And so I found this because me trying to draw a flower on my own is not going to work. So I thought originally about putting it in the middle, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of do it off to the side like this, and then maybe do like a partial like down here. So that's what I think I'm going to do. So let me get this tape down. Moment of truth. Okay, so I think it has this because the outside has been able to dry more. I'm gonna make sure and see, after it's been like this, sitting out in the air, make sure that it kind of like evens up. I think that looks great. Okay, so this is what it looks like right now before it's been fired. As you can see, that dark spot that I was worried about has started to clear. She did confirm that it was because probably like some condensation or moisture got trapped under the stencil. So it just made it dry at like a slower rate than the rest of it. But it is already, you can see it's fading. This is still dark up here because I saw a spot that I missed, so I touched that up. Yeah, here's the corner, which I think is great, and I am trying to kind of extend it onto the edge just so it's not abrupt, and I did the same thing over here just by hand, so obviously it's not going to look as nice as up here, but I think that's okay. I just want to, have the color extend a little bit over. So yeah, sorry I didn't film the whole painting process because my phone is running low on battery, and of course I acted like an amateur again today and did not bring my charger. So yeah, not bad. I'm excited to see what it looks like once it's fired. Now it will take about between 1 and 2 weeks from when I leave today and when they call me to say it's done, but I will show you the finished product too. So yeah, this was fun. All right, well, it is finished and I picked it up today. It looks pretty good. I'm very happy with it. The background did turn out a little darker than I thought it was going to. So the flowers don't stand out as much as I had envisioned, but I still really like it. I still like the way that it turned out. And yeah, so next step is to put it on the wall and see what it looks like. All right, so I've installed my light switch plate, or more accurately, my mother installed it because, yep, I've got a broken leg. And that's what it looks like. Yeah, so it's a little, darker, which I like it against the wall and everything. The flowers just don't stand out as much as I would have really loved, but I still like it. I still think it looks good. And the purple-ish kind of matches other stuff in my bedroom, like the different things I have on my wall. Up there. Yeah. So I think it matches pretty good. Hey, well, funny story. I filmed that on a Saturday, and then 4 days later, I broke my leg. So that's how that time frame went. That all happened at the end of February. So here it is over a month later, and my leg is still broken. I am healing, but it was a bad break, and so it's taking, several weeks to heal. So the surgeon did say it could be as many as 12 weeks to heal, and it's been about 5. So so hopefully I'll be up and around soon. I think I have 3 more vlogs after this one ready to go, but I might run out of vlogs before I am able to get around and start filming again. So we'll see. I might try to fill the weeks with just little shorts here and there just to kind of give you something to watch. But believe me, I'm very anxious to get up and around and start filming again and start just living life again. So hopefully it won't be too big of a lapse, and we won't have to go too many weeks without a new video for you. Well, let's talk about today's video. I had a lot of fun painting pottery, and I had a lot of fun doing it by myself specifically. I have painted pottery. I think I mentioned in the video I have painted pottery before with people, my aunt, with my mom, and it's always fun. I mean, it is a lot of fun to paint with them. But what I notice when I'm with them painting is that we spend a lot of time just kind of sitting quietly painting. We're not talking nonstop while we're doing it because we're kind of like focused on the art and kind of doing it, and we'll kind of chat a little and then comment on what the other person is painting and things like that. But there's a lot of just kind of sitting in quiet, peaceful kind of silence while we work on our pottery. And because of that, I think it's okay to do it alone. It's not something, as long as you enjoy the process and you enjoy the kind of the peaceful art, then yeah, you can do it alone. I was there. I got there right when they opened because I knew that they might get a little busier as the day went on. And there was one other party that came in after me, and it was maybe like a table of like 6 ladies. And yeah, like I didn't, I'm someone that can kind of like go off into our own little world. So I wasn't like distracted by them or anything. And they didn't look at me weird or anything. That, I would just kind of quietly did my thing and they did their thing. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Now it is of course something that you will have to spend some money to do. It's not something that you can just go and do for free, but you can usually find things for really inexpensive. The light switch cover that I did was $18 before tax. And some of the smaller things may have been even cheaper. You know, usually mugs and bowls and things like that are just kind of simple are not very expensive either. So these kind of art studios are popping up all over the place. So my guess is that you will be able to find something like that not too far from you. So if it looks like something you're interested in, don't be afraid to do it by yourself, because it is very peaceful and it is just a good way to kind of get out and do something a little more artistic and kind of relaxing. So, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like and a subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.